really good feeling about this one. I feel like this is going to be, yeah, I have a good feeling about this one. I think that we're gonna have some interesting people join on here. I think we're gonna have some good talks about, you know, life and the struggles and the good and the bad. I'm not gonna mess with my hair the whole time. So I was really disappointed that in that. No, I was really disappointed that, so I did all the live streams this weekend in our event, and I guess the service was really bad, and like hardly any of them. It was weird because it was like it's like they didn't even, I don't know. I recorded pretty much the whole thing, or I was like live pretty much the whole event. So it was like several hours, and it doesn't look like hardly any of it actually like got, streamed to the channel or whatever. So I was really disappointed about that. But it was really fun. I didn't have as much. Well, I will say this, and I guess this is what really matters. In the like in the big picture, like it was a really good turnout, like in actual people world, but it just wasn't a good turnout on my channel. So that's fine. I guess that's, it is what it is. But I feel like I'm gonna keep messing with my hair the whole time. No, I'm not. I'm gonna leave it just like that. I feel like it went really well. There was like probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like probably 10 different booths. Oh my gosh, booths that were set up. Recovery centers in the area. Just like nonprofits and stuff that are resources for like mental illness, drug and alcohol, addiction and recovery and alcoholism and all that stuff. So it was really cool. I won a door prize. I was so excited. I was like, I was on one. I was like, I really want to win something. Like, it wasn't even about winning something as much as it was like the excitement of like wanting to win something. It wasn't about like the actual winning something. It was just about like the excitement of it. And lo and behold, what did I win? A freaking haircut. I was like, are you kidding me? So I was getting ready for work this morning, and I was listening to that song, which, by the way, I'm like on a kick today. I'm on like a music lyric, just like a kick today. But I was listening to that song, Bittersweet Symphony, and I was like, oh my God, I get it now. Like, I get it. It's a bittersweet symphony that's live. You trying to win a door prize and then it's a free haircut. Like that's the kind of ironic stuff that my life is. Hello. Hey. What? Hey. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. I love when there's people. Guys, stay in here. Not to sound desperate, but like, stay in here. Stay for a while. Like, take your shoes off. Relax. Stay a while, I have oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Like, literally, I just clicked on I don't know. I don't even know what I did. Nice to meet you, too. No, it wasn't lagging. It was that I accidentally clicked on something and it went to, like, somebody else's YouTube channel. I was like, and I couldn't get off of it. I was like, ah. I was being a little dramatic. And it's funny because I said I'm not trying to sound desperate, but it really was so desperate. I was like, oh my God, don't leave. Please wait. I'm coming right back. Good morning. Where are you coming from? That it's morning time there. Thank you. Thank you. Look, so I have an abscess. Okay, who in here has had an abscess tooth before? Don't touch the screen for no reason. I know. I had a reason. It just wasn't a good one. I was like, oh, look, a squirrel. So raise your hand if you've had an abscess tooth before. Because I have one right now. I don't know if you can see it, but it's pretty not fun. Like, it's not something that I would wish on my worst enemy, which I don't, yeah. I mean, it's just not, it's pretty terrible. And then I made the mistake, sometimes, they always say like, don't Google stuff. Well, I did. And sometimes you can find like helpful things on Google, but I did not feel better once I Googled what an abscess tooth is and like what's going on with the swelling and stuff. Oh, thank you. My smile feels really weird right now. Painful. You're dealing with it. You're dealing with it now. Where are you from? I'm from Louisiana, the United States. Where are you guys from? Thanks for joining me, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. This is a really like a recovery, like drug and alcohol addiction recovery channel. We're kind of centered around that whole deal. But I mean, like, you guys are welcome to talk about, well, I say you're welcome to talk about anything, but then I always get mad when people ask me stupid questions when I'm in the middle of talking about something. So I don't really get mad, but I'm like, don't distract me. So West Virginia, nice. India, cool. Yep. So I'm in Louisiana. Yeah, so I do have an abscess tooth right now. I have a dentist appointment for tomorrow morning at 8, so I'm excited about that. Love from India. I love always having Indians in here. I really do. You guys are lovely people. Seem like your person. I don't know what that means. We have chickens here at the house. Look, this feather that's on my hat, this is actually a chicken feather from one of the chickens that we have in our backyard. So I don't know what you're talking about, but you probably were getting that vibe from me because I do have chickens and I do have a chicken feather in my hair, in my hat. So that's probably where you were kind of getting those vibes from. How's everybody's Monday been going so far? It's just abscess teeth or brain rot. Do you know of people that went through? No. I'm glad you've had a good day so far. No, I don't. I don't really know exactly what you're referring to, but I do know that that's like one of the hardest, habits to kick, like as far as addiction goes. Like from what I understand, Jordan Peterson, I think, was addicted to not Xanax, maybe Xanax. Was that? I want to say it was Xanax. He was on Joe Rogan. I mean, he's been on Joe Rogan several times, but one of the podcasts where he's on there, he's talking about, how difficult it was to get off of Xanax. I'm pretty sure is what it was. It's terrible. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, and I'll tell you, the thing that, and I'm not being negative here. Well, I am, but I'm being like, I'm saying it like, just for what it's worth. It's very discouraging to be in recovery and to have all these health issues that it seems like, you would think like you get off drugs and like things get better in your life because drugs are bad. And like when you quit doing them, you would think that things would be better. And that's not necessarily how it works. It seems like literally it's like my body just fell apart once I quit doing drugs. Hello. Hey. Oh my gosh. Hey, I think I know who you are. I was saying hey to be friendly and then I was like, oh, hey. But yeah, so I say it's very discouraging, but I have to remind myself, like, I know why this happens. Like, I understand the science behind, why you get sick and why your body kind of goes to crap once you, abstain from using drugs. You're right. It's a break. Yeah, but I've decided. I did. I loved it. And I'm so glad that you're back on here. I've missed you. I know I haven't been as consistent as I would like to be. So, and I'm sure you have other stuff going on too, but I'm very glad that you're back on here. And I really appreciate you. And I'm glad that you shared your son with me. You gotta go. I know. And look, and I'll tell you, like, I say, I know, I mean, I don't want to be overzealous, but I was just telling my roommate earlier, like, this time is different. Like, I really do. It's not that I believe that. Like, I really, like, there's facts to support that, I've been in this vicious cycle of like small bouts of sobriety and then relapse. And then, just kind of like the whole thing, like going to treatment, getting clean, getting into AA, getting into sober living, getting a job, getting excited, blah, 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 and then falling off every time. And it's like, looking back on it now, there's like such a like it's just like such a pattern, and it's really like clockwork, or like textbook. And so I really think that things are different this time, like I see a lot of things that are, that I've just give me confidence to feel like this time is different. You look like you're in someone's basement. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not in someone's basement. But this is my room. I'm in sober living, and I'm pretty sure this was the garage that they turned it into a bedroom. That's funny though. So just for future references though, if you ever see someone that looks like they're in somebody's basement, you may want to like code word ask them like, something like, does Polly want a cracker? Wink, wink, just because they may want to kind of, tell you in code that like, yes, they need, saving, but I don't. No, not really. No, not wink, not wink. I really don't. I'm not in a basement. I'm in sober living by my own choice. I wish you will. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all don't forget to like and subscribe. Show Alice your love and support. Yes, thank you, Josh. I really appreciate that. I really feel like number one, like more than anything, I feel like this channel is it's supportive for me. It's like blink twice if you need help. I know, no, I really don't. I really don't. Guys, take it from somebody who has been held hostage before. I mean, like my ex-husband really did. Like he was awful. But it's like, but the thing is, most of the time when people are, victims of like domestic violence and hostage type situations, they usually don't have the freedom to like have a YouTube channel and stuff. Now, I mean, maybe that would be different. Like for me personally, like the phone was the first thing to get broke. It was like these people that say they were able to like call the cops and stuff. I'm like, really? Well, you're lucky because I never really had that luxury. But I'm very, very fortunate today to not be in that situation. I'm very fortunate to not be in a lot of the really bad situations that I found myself in the past. Praise be to God, that I'm safe now, that I'm drug free, that I'm, abuse free, that I'm, I wouldn't say living my best life because I think it's definitely a process. Like I said, I'm still dealing with, dental issues. And I think a lot of that really is partly just, getting older. Definitely drugs probably did not help, not keeping up with my dentist appointments and stuff, just a number of things. But it's no reason. It's not like I'm like, oh, this sucks. I should just start doing drugs again. Like no, not at all. I watched the Minecraft movie today, and when the sun was setting, the song I wrote, I need to make it a song. I can't sing that good. I think that I can sing good sometimes. So actually the event that we had this weekend, they had like a worship team that played music most of the time. And there were some of the videos that I was recording the event and I was singing at the same time. And when I listened to it or like watched the videos back that I recorded, I was like, oh my God. You've been through a lot. I've been through a lot, but a lot of what I've been through has been, I've put myself through a lot, a lot of the situations that I put in. Now some of them were, I didn't deserve, no one deserves bad things to happen to them, but a lot of the situations we find ourselves in are, of our own doing, but it still doesn't make it okay. But I have been in some situations where things happen to me that I really did not deserve, that I really, did not, it wasn't like quote unquote my fault. But, at the end of the day, like, I was lying. Like, well, the fact is, using drugs to cope with trauma it never works. It doesn't work at all. It may seem like it does temporarily, but it's always going to lead to the same vicious cycle of, more trauma and more, you're never going to heal, when you're steadily, living in sin and having, it's just all those things, they just kind of go together, you're never going to really have, like it's just bad things, they come in like clusters as far as like the drugs and the abuse and the trauma and all that, a little bit of voice. Sounds like country. Okay, Josh, it's really crazy that so this is really, okay. So I didn't even do my caption on here for this, the title of this live stream, but it's really crazy because the topic was going to be tonight was song lyrics. And that's so random, especially because I just got through saying like my channel is centered around recovery and drug addiction and, and all that. But like I have been on a kick today with like, so when I was at work, I was kind of just like at the window. I was like in a room by myself the whole time. So just like jamming out to music and stuff. And so I got to listen to music a lot. And 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 they were playing a lot of the music that I just like love, like just my favorites. And then so when I got home, it's bad for you and thank you. But so I wanted to ask you guys, like, what are some of y'all's favorite song lyrics? Like some of your song lyrics that like really just kind of just, resonate with you, or like, I mean, and if you know what I'm talking about, just the songs that really just like, just punch you in the gut, like whether it makes you feel happy, sad, just in your feelings, like whatever it is. Like I have and for me, it's a lot of like 90s alternative, like Counting Crows, Goo Goo Dolls, trying to think of Fuel, like 90s lyrics were like really gold, they really were. Yeah. If you don't mind, music. Yeah. Yeah, so okay, one of the ones that I was just listening to, and I actually wrote it down, and I do listen to worship music a lot. I've really gotten away from some of like the not so good stuff. I've really been trying to live my life like, so the other day, like I handled a situation not so good, with like a girl that I have known like my whole life. Like we used to be best friends, and I got my feelings hurt, and I got really like I overreacted, and I let my emotions, control me instead of controlling my emotions. And I called her a see you next Tuesday, and that's really mean. And I felt really bad about it afterwards. But I was thinking, in that moment, I felt so justified in like how I handled it. And I was like, yeah, I stood up for myself. Like I did the right thing. And then I thought, you know what? If Jesus was here right now, what would he say? Literally, like, what would Jesus do? And I know for a fact that Jesus would not call somebody a see you next Tuesday. Like I know that he would stand up for himself. I know that Jesus did stand up for himself, but that's not always true. That's actually not true, because in the end, before his crucifixion, Jesus, he was, falsely accused and mocked and ridiculed, and had these insults hurled at him, and he didn't say a word. And so not only did he not handle it, not only did he not stand up for himself, but he definitely didn't do it in the way that I did, which was worse than the way that she treated me. Like my behavior towards her in response to it was even worse. So I just, that's something that I'm really working on, because like I said, in sobriety, I don't have as much of control over my emotions as I used to, Alice, where are you from? I'm from Louisiana. I'm from South Louisiana. Well, I'm from North Louisiana. I live in South Louisiana. And so, yeah, so the thing is, and a lot of people, I guess it's different for everybody. Like a lot of people could probably say, when I was using drugs, or when I was an alcohol, when I was under the influence, when I was using whatever, like I was out of control. Like I, was this totally different person, like a bad version of myself. And I was, but I was the kind of bad version of myself that was like totally in control of my emotions, because I was like, had been, like all of my emotions were like completely suppressed. A lot of worship music was written, hilarious too. Yeah, no, for sure. You're better off singing a new song, your own time, peace and love. Thank you from South Africa. Thank you so much. And you're so right. You're so right. Music is so, I don't know if this is true or not, but I have heard before that Satan was actually the worship leader, like the music, like he was in charge of like music, when he was in heaven. So it's definitely, there is a lot, music is powerful, and a lot of subliminal messages get, put out there and get seeped into people's brains without them knowing it via music. I love music, period. I can't say, like say, what about dubstep? You know who loves dubstep is Deadpool. And Madonna, and the Goo Goo Dolls. He loves the Goo Goo Dolls. And I love Deadpool a lot. And I am getting sidetracked a little bit, but I'm telling y'all, I think this is going to be a good, I think this is going to be a good live stream. I do want to know y'all's favorite lyrics. I do believe that, a lot of worship music is actually probably from the devil too. You really do just have to be careful. Sometimes when I feel like my mind is like even more susceptible, like if I feel like, it's a little more like open and like easily impressioned, like what am I trying to say? Like if I feel like, just like I really want to be on the defense of like what's getting into my brain, I'll just listen to classical music or something, because I feel like it really invokes a lot of emotion in me. Like I really enjoy it. It's nice to have something playing sometimes, but I don't have to worry about the song lyrics because they don't have any. I've never heard of them. I've never heard of Cain. So, okay, so I was thinking about, I'm going to write, okay, so I was going to tell you guys all of my favorite song lyrics, but I was thinking I would rather hear y'all's. And then, maybe I'll go back in the comments and write some of mine. But I will say that the majority of mine are from 90s alternative songs. I love the Goo Goo Dolls. I know that's so random. I was just thinking about it. I just have like really been on a Goo Goo Dolls kick lately. I mean, like, and they really are like straight up the 90s. So, but I mean, I do just love them so much. And their lyrics really are pretty deep. Those songs were love songs of Jesus Christ. God. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be good and bad in everything. There's going to be, it really is just being, like, I think that the best, the best thing is like knowledge. God said my people perish from lack of knowledge. So I mean, like, the main thing to remember is that our brains are very, very impressionable. Our subconscious is very, very it's easily persuade or influenced. And the majority, if not like 99% of like what we do, how we feel, all of our actions, everything is controlled by our subconscious. So you really do have to be very cautious and be very aware of like what you're absorbing in, maybe when you're not necessarily consciously thinking about it. So like I've noticed before, I've been at Walmart and I've literally been like, oh my God, the people around me are like so friendly. Like everybody just seems like they're in a great mood. Everybody's saying hey to everybody, like letting everybody go in front of them in the aisles and stuff. And then the song that I'll be playing on the speakers at Walmart will be like love songs and like very positive, upbeat songs. Sometimes they'll have like really like just like not good, just like different vibes. I mean, it really, like, people are very impressionable, and so the best, like I said, like God says, that my people perish due from lack of knowledge. I mean, like, the best thing that you can do is be aware of, how easily, persuaded we are, so that you can kind of keep from that, because the devil doesn't work. He doesn't operate fair. He cheats. He's a sneaky little thing. So you really want to be, aware of his schemes and stuff, so you can kind of combat yourself from them. My favorites are, I mean, is version song. What do you? Y'all are funny. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, like Josh was saying, definitely go on there. I'm holding strong at like 650, I think. So I want to get the numbers up, because I really want to do a lot with my channel. I really want to I'm kind of taking it easy right now, because I think that God has a lot in store for me, and I think that God does have some big plans for me in the future. But I think right now I'm just kind of trying to I'm really just taking it easy, because like I said, I mean, I have such a long track record of hit and misses, of ups and downs of, just relapse after relapse after relapse. And a lot of them I didn't even consider it a relapse. I just was like, well, I'm getting my life together a little bit, and then, oh, well, nope, I don't anymore. It's not anymore. Like, it's apart. It's falling apart now. And I really think that one of the things that probably contributed to that, among many others, is the fast paced, getting kind of everything back in life that I lost, like getting a good job really off the bat, just kind of like getting money in the checking account, all those things. And all those things are good. But for me, it's like I've just gotten into such a cycle, or like a pattern of like all those things, and then my the imminent demise, like like inevitable, like falling off. So I'm really just trying to do things different this time, and I'm really trying to, there's like a spot on my mirror, I don't know what it was, but I'm really trying to like trust God that like everything's gonna happen in His timing. And the thing is, like, I don't want to sell myself short. Like, I'm the kind of person that, like, whatever I do, I'm gonna do it to the fullest. Like, I really put my heart into everything that I do. But I really think, like I said, I'm really trying to put that into my sobriety right now. I'm really trying to be grateful. I mean, I have a job right now. I like my job. It's nothing to be like, I'm not ashamed of it because it's a job, but it is. If I'm being honest, it is kind of, if I'm okay, I'll just be honest. Like, it kind of embarrasses me a little bit, because I know what I've done in the past. I know the careers that I've had and the jobs that I've held in the past. So, what would your message be for the people that don't believe in Jesus Christ? When you get a chance, listen to the song. Okay, I will. Let me say what I was going to say real quick. Just, that... so a part of me is kind of embarrassed that I'm not doing better in life than what I am. But, I can contribute that to the bad life decisions that I've made, and like the years that I've wasted just, being on drugs and being isolated from society, and turning myself, back into a loser time and time again. And then, perpetuating the cycle of like pulling myself out of the ground. And, oh, I got to text Miss Deb. Okay, you guys are going to have to hold on just a second. Okay, nobody leave. I've got to text my house mom and just let her know that I'm home for the night. But I mean, I've been home, but I should have texted her before I did my live stream, but I forgot. You're going to be what? What does that mean? Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I'm just going to text her real quick, unless she's watching. Do y'all think Miss Deb's on the live stream right now? Miss Deb, if you're on here, let me know. If not, I might have to text you. She's probably not on here. Okay. Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome in. All right, you guys talk amongst yourself. I'm going to text her. I'm going to be super fast. I'll be right back. I'm back. Teacher's assistant. Oh, yay! That's awesome. Well, why do you say maybe? It's not for sure yet? You should, though. That's awesome. Oh my God. I don't even know if I told y'all this. I'm going back to school. I'm going to be, I may have told y'all this, but yeah, I just finished enrolling in the summer semester of like online at LSU, Louisiana State University of Alexandria. I'm going to go back to school like for psychology, because like I have like 4 years of credits from when I went to ULM like 100 years ago. And I just think that it makes sense, because like I said, I'm trying to just like pace myself, but it's time for me to do something with my life. It really is. And I've just been afraid to go back to school, because honestly, like I bombed so bad the first time, but it was because I drank like the whole time. Like I literally, like I don't have to go down. I don't have to even talk about that. But I do think it's different this time. I just think that I have a problem. It's just going to be hard for me to I just don't apply myself. And I don't know why. It makes me so sad. It makes me so sad for me, because like I know that if I was not me, like if I was somebody, like if I was me and somebody else was me, I would be like, hey, you could do so much. Like you really should like get your stuff together, like what are you doing? Like what are you doing? Like that's what I would tell me. I would probably say it in a nicer way, but I get so mad at myself because I have so much potential, and I don't know what my problem is. I don't know if it's because I'm afraid of failing again. I don't know if it's because I've whether I believe it or not, like on some level, or the like on a fundamental level, like I've accepted that I am this person that just like doesn't apply herself. I don't know, but I just want so bad. I just want better for myself so bad. I really do. I do love this channel because I love being able to just talk about these things like so openly. It feels good to get it off my chest. It really does. It doesn't necessarily change anything, but it feels good just to put it out there, After I graduate high school, I'm going to be an early childhood special teacher, assistant, maybe. Sorry. Yeah, I just, like, I'll tell y'all a story, okay? And this is because my channel is, since it is, like, kind of recovery-based and everything, I want to tell y'all a story. So, my freshman year of college, so I went to Northwestern State University my freshman year. I kind of talked about this on another one of my videos about how, like, I wanted to be on the dance line. Like, I've danced my whole life. And I went to like a convention thing at the Superdome in New Orleans, and all the universities in Louisiana, like all of their dance lines were there, like LSU, Northwestern, like all of them. And out of all the schools, like I fell in love with Northwestern's dance line. Like I don't know, it was just everything about them. Like I was just obsessed with them. And I was like a sophomore in high school, and I was like, that's what I want to do. Like I want to go to Northwestern and be on their dance line. And like that was like what I wanted, like whatever. So I'll go to the tryouts and everything, and it was like on a Saturday and a Sunday. Like the clinic was on Saturday, auditions were on Sunday. And so I went on Saturday, everything went great. Like I was like no big deal, because like I danced, like that was my thing, Went to my prom that night, got hammered drunk, overslept, and missed tryouts the next day, and I just, that was so stupid. Like that was so stupid, because that was, and I mean, like I know I've told this story like 5 times. I mean, in hindsight, like, and I've thought about it. There was a period of time where I was mad at my mom because I was like, why didn't she get me up? Like, why did she just let me sleep in? Or why didn't she, but it wouldn't have mattered because, I was, 17 years old. Like I should have known better. To be in North Carolina. Oh. But so after I didn't make the dance line, I ended up going to Northwestern anyway. I ended up joining a sorority, which was like the worst mistake I could make. Like mistake number 1, missing trials. Mistake number 2, joining a sorority. Yes, I love that. I do like North Carolina. I say that. I don't know if I've ever been there, actually. Now that I'm like, I like North Carolina. I think I had a fake ID from North Carolina one time. I guess maybe that's why I was thinking I liked it. But anyway, that's not funny. That's not good. But anyway, so, yeah, so I joined a sorority, and I just drank like my whole first semester of college. That's all I did. And so let me back up just a little bit. Let me just say this. When I went to Northwestern, when my first semester, I had like all the scholarships, all the grants. Like because I really did do good in school. Like everything was paid for. My school was paid for. My apartment was paid for. Like Chick-fil-A at the student union, like every day was paid for. Like I had like everything, books, all that. And I never went to class. And when I say I never went to class, I mean to the point that when I got my grades in at the end of the semester and I had F's across the board, I remember somebody saying like, oh yeah, you can go talk to your teachers or whatever. Now, mind you, they meant like if you're 1 point from an A, sometimes you can go talk to your teacher and like they may be able to work with you or something. What happened? How did you break your foot? Oh my gosh. That's like, wait, I'm going to put a pin in my story, because I broke my foot one time, and it's horrible. It's horrible. What happened? I'm so sorry to hear that, Josh. Well, tell me about it. I'm going to finish telling my story. But basically, what it is like people would go ask if they could like, get a point, like an extra point for like to bring them from a B to an A. No, I was like, I failed all my classes to the point that like I didn't even know where my classes were, like to go talk to the teachers to ask them if they could like not fail me. Like I'd never even been in the class, like not one time. It was terrible. So, I just like ruined, I mean, just like, it was a disaster, and so, yeah, I don't even know the point. I mean, I guess the point of the story was that like, I don't have a good track record, of applying myself to stuff, now granted, and, I'm in recovery now. So, and like, I'm sober, so I'm not using drugs, I'm not drinking. So I feel like that would have a big impact on it. But all in all, I still, I don't know. Is it weird? I don't know. Somebody tell me if you think it's weird that I just pour my heart out to you guys every day, because I do. And I don't want to dwell on the negative, but at the same time, like I feel like it's important for me just to say like, I'm scared to like try anymore. To try because I never tried, I guess. I kicked my brother in the knee. I'm gonna touch the back of my leg and I go down. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Did you kick him to be mean? I mean, I still hate that happened, but why did you kick your brother? Kick my brother in the knee and my heel touched the back of my leg. Oh no. Oh my gosh. I hope that you have a fast recovery. That's terrible. A couple of years ago, it was probably like 3 years ago. About 3 years ago. It was New Year's Day. It was literally like January 1st. My son had got like a bunch of baseball equipment and stuff and gear, like baseball gear for Christmas. And we were outside, playing baseball, and I rolled my ankle on like the side. It was like where the grass met the curve, like, or the curb on the side of the road or whatever. And like I rolled my ankle, but it like hit the concrete, shattered my foot. It's the only time I've ever had a broke bone. I was like, oh my gosh, we were fighting. LOL, he won this time. It better be the last time if he broke your dang foot. Y'all, you need to fight with use your words next time. I'm just kidding. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny. I'm sorry. I don't know what I said. I'm like, that's funny. You broken bones. That's hilarious. No, I'm just kidding. That really is bad. That really is terrible. Hi. Oh, hello. Welcome back. I was just saying, I knew this was going to be a good live stream. I knew it was. I felt like we were going to have some recovery people in here that could kind of like give us some inspiration, some insight. And here you are. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear from you, to see you again. How are you doing? What is the emoji of? I can't tell what that is. Has everybody had a good Monday so far? Broken my toes. Yeah, no, I think I might have had my nose broke one time. But I mean, I never went to the doctor for it. I just know it was like, but yeah, breaking my foot was like the worst thing ever. And it was like, I saw the x-ray. It was like, it was bad, and my kids, because I joked so much, and like, I guess I'm pretty tough, like my kids thought I was joking, and I was like, no, like, you're gonna, like, I was like, go get the golf cart. Like, I'm not, they were like, oh, mommy, you're so funny. I was like, not funny. And when my ankle was like this big, they were like, oh, I was like, I told you, I'm not kidding. I'm doing good. I'm glad to see you're doing good. You're starting to put your weight back on. You look good. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, well, so also I am putting weight on, but also I have an abscessed tooth. So that's one reason that my face looks huge too. But I have been, and I've been trying to be like, I've been trying to be okay with the weight gain, because that's typically one of the things that causes me to relapse. So I'm trying to be, to not let that bother me, because, us women, like, we care about our weight and everything, and it's really stupid because, I should be more worried about, not ruining my life or wanting to, jump off a cliff because I'm, in this vicious cycle of addiction. So I should probably be thankful to be a few pounds heavier and have my sanity and my sobriety. But, you know, that's how backwards people in addiction, our brains work. So I have to constantly remind myself, like, what's what, what's more important, you know. Your face was too skinny before starting to glow. So thank you. And no, it's crazy though, because like I have this abscess tooth. Like I've never had one before, you know, and like I literally, it's like, you know, everything just kind of like fell apart on me when I got sober. But I know that's, you know, like that's what it seems like, but I know that's not really what it is. But I have a dentist appointment in the morning. And so I'm going to get that taken care of, or, you know, like get them to look at it or whatever. Right now I'm just working at, a food place. And then, sorry, y'all. I'm going back to school, to get my major in psychology, or like my bachelor's degree in psychology. But you're a guy. That's different. I'm in sober living. I'm in a sober living home. So right now I'm just, you know, trying to kind of just get my, what's it called? Like my barracks, whatever, however you say it, you know, like I'm just trying to get kind of like, you know, back situated and get kind of my life going in the right direction again, you know. So I don't plan on doing this like for the rest of my life, but I'm just trying to kind of like, you know, get my life back on track, if that makes sense. The biggest drawback to getting clean, putting on I do love how you can really relate to everything though. And I love that like you have so many more years of sobriety that, I mean, it really is like so I was thinking the other day, so on Friday I went to a meeting, so I went to a new meeting, which was like the birthday meeting. So we have like a speaker, they eat, and then, well, thank you, Josh. I'm glad. It was so good that you came on. I hope that your foot heals, and I hope to see you again soon. Email me anytime, okay? But yeah, so the new meeting was a speaker, and we had food, and like one woman picked up her 35-year chip, and that was like so inspiring, and I was like so moved by that and everything. But that night I went to another meeting, and there was a guy in there that was drunk, like in the meeting. Just watch you. Drink a lot of water, stay focused, remember you don't want to go back. I know, I don't, I really don't. I mean, and like I was saying earlier, like I really feel like this time is so different. But yeah, so I was saying like, seeing Miss Jackie pick up her 35-year chip was like very inspiring. But seeing that guy in there, drunk, miserable, just like at his rock bottom, just like crying out, just like crying, just like, what's wrong with me? I know what's wrong with me, but I don't know what, I mean, I just want to be sober so bad. Like, like just like his voice was quivering and everything. And it was like, that was really more inspiring, not inspiring to me, but it was like, it hit me deeper, you know. It was like, like I needed to see that more, you know. Hi, Alice, just came across your channel. God bless you and your journey. Thank you. Thank you so much. Gary, thank you. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I appreciate you coming aboard. Thank you for your kind words. You take care, you lovely lady. I will see you again. You're going in the right direction. Thank you so much, Mr. Donald. It was so good to see you. Oh, this just made my day. When I got on this live stream, I said I knew it was going to be a good night. Have a good night, Alice. Love you. Like and subscribe. Show her channel your love and support. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Thank you, Josh. I just like, y'all, this just makes my heart so happy. I really, you know, in all honesty, like, I mean, I say this, I would probably, I mean, honestly, I would rather have 3 people on my channel that are familiar, not faces, but names, that come back and that I feel like, you know, I have a relation, you know, like a connection with, than having, a bunch of people that, you know, just whatever. Like it means a lot to me. You know, and I have like positive people in my life. It makes such a difference. It really does, y'all. I didn't have anybody. Well, that's not true. I don't want to say I didn't have anybody. I did have a couple people, maybe just one, But to have people in my corner, to have positive people, to have people that support me, that are like-minded, that are, um, that are Christians, that believe in God, that, are trying to do better for themselves, like all those things, like it really makes a difference. I mean, you are the company that you keep, really. And so I'm just very grateful to have, like, I mean, I just keep saying it all the time, but I really am. And I love that, like, I just can just get on here and just like have the company of you guys, of like people that, some of y'all have like been, on here since the beginning, since I was like out of my mind and like a totally different person. And, I know I say this all the time, but Lord, yes, he definitely does, Gary, for sure. For sure. And saves too. Like, gosh, he saved me. Like, he literally pulled me out of the depths of hell. And I'm forever grateful for that. Like, it was so bad. So, so, so bad. I'm a Christian, just a little bit of everything. Yep, I hear you. Yep. But I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm forever grateful, and yeah, I can't imagine ever. I mean, I was so scared. I was so scared. I felt like, I mean, I know that I was probably in like a very drug induced state. I know that I was. I know that I wasn't not in my right state of mind, but you have to understand, like, when a person, it doesn't matter what state of mind you're in, your reality is reality to you, no matter how far off it is from like the actual real reality, or no matter how mixed up your brain is, or how strung out you are, or sleep deprived you are, or mentally ill you are. Like, what you think is real is what's real. So like, I knew that I was like, there was things that I was confused about. There was things that I was like, I'm not really sure, but like, I really thought I was in hell. I really thought not only that I was in hell, but that I was going to be there for eternity. Like, I really felt like God had shut the door, on me, and and my fate had been sealed, and I was going to spend eternity in hell. Exactly, Gary. I mean, and it was like, and I felt it. Like, it was so real to me. It was so real. Like, I mean, it was like, I don't want to say it was like a vision, but it kind of was. It was like, I can't even explain. It wasn't a dream. Like, it was real life, but like, I really thought I was in hell. And for God to have pulled me out of that. Now, granted, like, that, I was alive. It was my neighborhood. You know what I mean? But like I said, like in my mind, like that's where I was, and I really have never been so scared in my entire life, Yeah, no, and that's how, and honestly, like, that's how the point that it got with me, that I called 911 and was like, I really was to that point too. And I know I've told this story 100 times, but like, I went to the hospital, and then, I had to go meet with the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist was like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. I guess I'm going to quit doing drugs. And he was like, well, how? Like, how are you going to do that? And I'm like, I mean, y'all are giving me medicine, so like, I'm going to do that. And he's like, no, it's not enough. Like, what else? And I'm like, well, I see a therapist once a week. I have for almost 2 years now. He's like, yeah, well, obviously that's not working. What else are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know what you want from me. He was like, I want you to go away, and I want you to come back tomorrow and tell me what you're going to do that's going to make you not do drugs anymore. And I'm like, this guy, like, may I ask what the joke? It was meth. The worst, the devil. That song I wrote is kind of, so I walked out of the room, and then like, what's hidden in the song? Did I miss something? Anyway, so I was like, it really took me like until the next day. Like, it kind of just dawned on me. I was like, hi. I was like, oh, I need to go to rehab. That's what I need to do. Like, but like, that's how mixed up I was, that like, it literally took me like 24 hours, like even in that state, to be like, oh, like, yeah, this is what I'm going to have to do. Like, it was crazy, but it just saved my life, really saved my life. God saved my life. The hospital saved my life. That psychiatrist saved my life. The people in treatment saved my life. Like, so many people contributed to me being where I am right now. Like, I'm just so grateful. You can do this with God's help. Exactly. Suicide. Oh, yeah. Okay, Josh. Okay, now I'm following you. Okay, I should probably talk less and pay attention more, and I would probably pick up on that stuff. But I am. I'm just so grateful to be, I mean, not just to be alive, but to be in a state of mind and to be in a, in a point where like I want to be alive, I mean, God just came so far. When I watch your videos when you were in the addiction, I could really, yeah, and it was so scary. And it was so scary because, like, even though I was so lost and I was so not in my right mind, it was like I knew, you know, I, it's like I was so desperate for, I don't, and it's like, in hindsight now, I look back on it and I'm like, how could I not know that I was addicted to drugs and that was my problem? Like, how could I really think that God would be okay with me? Like, right. No, I feel you, Josh. I love it how everybody says they're leaving and then they say, I'm like, I love it. I love that we're all in here right now. Guys, y'all are like my clique. But it's like, I really would pray to God and I would be like, God, like if you don't want me to do drugs anymore, if you don't want me to do meth anymore, like just let me know. And it's like, that's insane. Like, that's crazy. Like, like to think that. Take care, Josh. Take care, everyone. God. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Mr. Donald, so much. It's just always a privilege and it just so delightful when you're here. Thank you again to everybody that comes onto my channel. Thank you, Josh, for sharing so much of your like personal life with me, with us. It means so much to me. And it's like, even though I get on here and like I pour my heart out, I mean, it's really not easy, and it's like, I like that this is kind of a safe place for us to be able to just like, talk about pretty deep things, I mean, in case you guys haven't noticed, I'm not really one for like small talk, like I don't really keep it light. I kind of just go right into like the really, deep stuff, but I mean, I feel like that's why I've made this channel, because I want to talk about the things that are sometimes difficult for people to talk about, because there may be people out there that are struggling with stuff that, they don't have a safe place to where they can be open about these things. And I want this to be a safe place for people to not only be able to talk about it, but for people to see that like they're not alone, that like, I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're the only person that struggled, because we've all, we all struggle, we all hurt, we all suffer, we all have days, some of us more than others, some of us struggle with more severe, whether it be mental illness or addiction or depression or anxiety or whatever it is, I mean, we don't all, maybe various, to various lengths and everything, but like people all hurt and struggle. And it's, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a person who acts like they're not, like they're okay. It's like, because you're not, none of us are, like you don't have to just go around. Exactly. Like you don't have to go around and like doom and gloom all the time. Like, oh, like, it's like, we have to try to stay positive, but people that just kind of, act like they can't relate. It's like, you're making it harder for other people to open up about things, Nobody is okay. Exactly. And it made me so mad. Like after I got out of rehab, so let's see. Nice. Hate to interrupt, but I really appreciate you. No, it's fine. Hello. Oh, welcome in, guys. We've got some new people here. Welcome. Let's hate to interrupt, but I really appreciate you. No, you're not interrupting. I just always just like gab until somebody has something to say, which I'm assuming it would probably be more important. Princess, oh my gosh. How's everybody doing? Oh, look, we got a few people in here. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Where are y'all from? How are you doing? How was your day? Oh, yeah, no, but what I was going to say is like, so my neighbor, like not at the sober living house, but like back home, like my neighbor is like like very, very like well-known drug dealer. I mean, like, it's common knowledge with everybody in the neighborhood. Like, he's a drug dealer, like full blown. Like, people coming in and out of his house all day, every day, buying drugs. And so when I got home from rehab, I'm like, I got my 1 month chip. Like, I'm so excited. I'm like, hey neighbor, look, I just got out of rehab. He's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, wow, don't tell people that. Like, why would you tell anybody that? I'm like, you're a drug dealer. Like, you act like I'm wrong for saying. Like, that's crazy to me. Virginia, I'm from Indiana. Oh, nice. In Virginia. That's awesome. Welcome in, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. I would really appreciate it. Our pastor at our church told me I can't say. We're always saying it. No, I've always, Josh, that's so funny. That's crazy because I always say when people say they're fine, they're not fine. Look, oh my gosh, hold on just a second, y'all. Nobody move. I got to show y'all something. Look, y'all, Danny got me this shirt when I was in rehab. This is so perfect. It says everything is fine. Oh my gosh, isn't that funny? Isn't it funny? Yes, my aunt runs the Oxford houses in Virginia. Nice, nice. That's awesome. So you're familiar with, so that's awesome. I'm so glad. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel. Yeah, anytime somebody says they're fine, they're not fine. Also, for the people that just joined, somebody said earlier, it looks like I was in somebody's basement. I was like, no, that's really funny. I'm not. Like, this is actually the sober living home. I think this used to be the garage, but it's now a bedroom. But people, the crazier things happen, like, but yeah, no, I'm not being held hostage. And we don't even have basements in Louisiana. It's not really a thing here. Cause I mean, we have like hurricanes and stuff, but we don't really have, I guess, a need for a basement, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you guys that just came in, welcome in. We were just talking about, just keeping it light, talking about the weather and suicide and drug addiction and things like that. Just, just small talk, Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's funny that Mr. Donald said that I'm gaining weight because I'm, I am, but also I do have an abscess tooth. So that's one reason that my mouth looks like so puffy. It's our basement garage at our old house. I'm glad you are in a safe place. Yes, I'm in a safe basement. No, I am. And I'm glad I'm in a safe place too. I'm glad I'm in a safe place like in here, like, because this was not a safe place for me for a long time. Praise God. I mean, really though. I mean, I know I joke a lot, guys, but like I really am very, very grateful to be where I am today. And I just I'm ready to, well, I don't want to rush it, like I'm enjoying like one day at a time, like I'm definitely enjoying the process, but I feel like this has all kind of been surreal. Like the last couple of months have really just been kind of like I said, just kind of like a like surreal, like a little bit. And so I'm just trying to really like, I don't want to say get a grip, like I'm trying to like let it sink in that, it never did like any of the other times, that I had like small bouts of sobriety. Like I never was like serious about it. Like I was never like, I never pictured my future like being sober. Like I didn't, it wasn't something that I was just like, where do I see myself in a year? Where do I see myself in 5 years? I can't leave you. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you. That means so much to me. I had somebody the other, look, I had this guy, Michael, that was on my live stream. I streamed the event the Together We Recover thing that we had on Saturday. And this guy, Michael, was in there the whole time. He was like, hang on, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. He was like, in there the whole time. It was really cool. But then I guess I didn't have good service. It was in like, I think it must have been because it was in like a metal building or something, or maybe it was just because in the middle of nowhere. But a lot of the live stream ended up not, recording or whatever. But yeah, it was really cool. They had baptisms, they had giveaways, door prizes. I won a door prize. I won a haircut. if anybody's seen my channel and doesn't know this already, I don't have hair. So I was like, that's ironic. So they let me trade it out for a nail gift card. It's funny. But yeah, but I was thinking, so like, now, when I look at people, like last night we went to a meeting and it was a speaker meeting. So like there was a woman that got up there and she like told her story, and it was very, very inspiring. And I was thinking to myself, like I could do that one day, like I could be a sponsor to people. I could be a speaker at a meeting. I could, work at a treatment facility or even be like an addiction counselor. Like I could, like I could do things like that. I could make a difference in the world. Like I could make a difference in someone's life, like I could have 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years of sobriety, like just like these people that I surround myself with every day. I never thought that in the past. That never crossed my mind. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you again, if I'm just being completely honest here, like just kind of as bad as it sounds, like I always just kind of like roll my eyes at those people. I was like, oh my God, like get a life, like they devote their whole lives to AA, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's too much, when I was like, my parents. Oh, that's nice. I love the concrete floors here. I love like the stained concrete floors. But yeah, but I'm like, I just was so judgmental, and I think it was because there was no part of me believed that I could ever like be like them one day, I mean, I've had my life like it's so crazy. I mean, everybody has something that their life is centered around, like why would mine not be God and sobriety? Like why would I not be like all in? Like I've been all in for a lot of really, really worse things in my life, be a good. Oh, thank you. No, I mean, I mean, I hope, and I think that not only, I mean, I would like to, make a difference in somebody's life if possible, but also because I think that I do have, I mean, like, I mean, man, like I've been through it, like I really have. But right now, like, I'm like, okay, I came out on the other side, but like for how long? I mean, like my story's not going to be motivating until I can show, like, you know what God has done for me, because as of now, as huge as it is, it's like, what God's done for me is pulled me out yet again from the depths of hell, but like I want to be able to say like, hey, this is what he did for me, and then this is what he's continued to do for me, and I just, I think that God has shown me, by now, oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm like, you're like giving me all these ideas, and it's motivating me because like I really like I don't want to sell myself short, and I know that there's other people that are suffering just like I was, I mean, and I still am, I mean, life is not like on easy street right now by any means, but like I even think about, people that, when I was in my addiction, like I know people that are still out there. Like I know a lot of people, and they're good people. Like they really are, and they're lost. They're lost. And I know that for a fact because I know that I was so lost, and I just, um, yes. Oh my gosh. I'll have to see about that. Yeah, like this is definitely inspiring for me because I mean, um, I want, yeah, like I said, like I started this YouTube channel like a year ago, like a year and a half ago, and I didn't know what direction I wanted to take it, but I knew that I wanted it to be something one day. I knew that I wanted it to be something that would impact somebody somewhere someday, and I think the person that it's impacted and helped more than anything, more than anyone this far has been me, because it's helped me stay accountable. It's helped me to interact with people who have supported me and on my worst days made me feel better, and really, kind of witness my journey from like the bottom to where I am now, which is still not a lot, but I mean, it is. I mean, I've came so far, And so, yeah, I mean, that in itself, this channel has been a success as far as I'm concerned, just because of that, just because it's helped me, in some pretty bad, times, it's made me feel better. So, hopefully I can pay that forward and kind of share that with other people as well. My phone gonna die. Okay, I'm gonna die. No, I'm about to die too, because I gotta take my medicine for my mouth. I got my dentist appointment in the morning. I'm very excited about that. Well, that's not true. I'm not very excited about that, but I'm very excited to have it taken, go to the dentist, because I need to get this taken care of, because it's bad. And my coworkers didn't, Josh, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it so much. Gary, I'm so glad you were doing better. Thank you, Gary. Guys, I think we can go ahead and end it on this note, because like I said, yeah, I was gonna say, like, my coworker was like, yeah, that the infection is gonna go to your brain and you're gonna die. I'm like, oh my God, I don't think that's gonna happen, but it did kind of freak me out. So, I really enjoyed this. This has been like so good for my soul. It really has been. I appreciate you guys so much. Will you be on tomorrow? Yes, I'm gonna try to be on tomorrow. So I have dentist appointment, then work, then a Bible study, and so I probably will try to do it like maybe this time tomorrow night, like maybe around 9 o'clock. So yes, I plan on being on here again though. And so hopefully I will see y'all then. Thank you, Gary. Gary, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I really appreciate you stopping by. Josh, I hope that your foot gets better. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you get some rest. I hope that your phone gets some rest. And I thank you guys again. Yes, love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, get some sleep tight, y'all. Good night. Bye. Y'all mean so much to me.